What is happening, Stank Face Nation? What's happening? How's everybody doing today? Good? I know. I'm doing pretty good too. So today, we're going to be reacting to It Chapter 2. Oh, no. For those of you that don't know, I hate clowns. I really hate clowns. I had this bad experience with a clown once. I'm not going to explain the experience, but I had this bad experience, and it was so freaky that anytime I see a clown, I have a panic attack. Shit. Like, you know, and I saw It Chapter 1, and in the movie theater, I was freaking out. You know, it was a good movie, don't get me wrong. It was a very good movie. You know, they adapted it from Stephen King's It book, and then the original It from the, I think the 1960s or 70s. I can't quite remember. And I seen that one. I saw the It that just recently came out in like 2016. And, you know, I read part of the book. And it all correlates with each other. And now they have It Chapter 2 coming out, which is adapted from the second part in the book, where the kids are now the adults. You know, they didn't do that in the first movie. They made the first movie about just the kids' point of view of it, you know, battling their fears, battling, you know, what defined them as individuals. You know, and I really like that aspect of that movie. So now Chapter 2 is about, you know, them all growing up, going their separate ways, doing their own thing, you know, living their own lives, and then something brings them back to Derry, and they gotta fight it all over again. So we're gonna watch It Chapter 2, the trailer. Let's just hop right on into it, because I'm gonna have a heart attack the whole time, and y'all gonna be laughing at me, and this ain't right. Y'all ain't right for doing this to me, alright? So let's just hop. Hold on. Let me pair it to my car.
Something happens to you when you leave this town. The farther away, the hazier it all gets. With me, I never left. I remember all of it.
All that eerie ass music.
Oh
my God.
We made an oath.
Swear? If it isn't dead.
James McAvoy.
If it ever
Jessica
comes back.
Chastain, James McAvoy. I don't know who the other actors are.
We didn't stop it.
Pennywise.
The clown.
Fucking
Can't let it
clowns.
happen again.
Hello?
That's his son?
Hello.
Oh, hell no! Oh, shit! They need to kill this damn thing.
For 27 years, I dreamt of you. I craved you.
It's kind of sexual, don't you think?
I missed you.
We need to finish it. For good.
I've seen all of us die. It consumes us from the inside until we don't have a choice anymore.
You lied. And I died. You lied! And I died!
Ew! Okay. There's a lot to... What? Oh my God. Fucking clowns. goddamn jolly smiling, balloon blowing, red nose having, white face painted. Evil. They're evil. I hate. Oh my God, my skin's crawling. Oh, I got goosebumps. Oh my God. So apparently James McAvoy, I guess that's his son. You know, that's his son, and they're in the mirror. I guess that's the mirror room. You know, like at carnivals, you get to look at yourself in different perspectives. And apparently they got lured into there by Pennywise. I don't know why you would go into something with a big ass clown mouth to begin with. Okay, you know the history that this town has. You know this is 27 years after the original story took place. Every 27 years he comes back to feed again, and then he rests for 27 years. So all of this going on, why is your son at the damn carnival in a giant clown head? Why? It's not cool. And then Pennywise, he trapped you behind something and made you watch while he devoured your child. I would have to f that motherfucker up, okay? His ass would have to go bye-bye. I don't know. I will definitely be going, because I saw the first one and I want to see how they adapt the second part of the story into the second part of the movie, chapter 2. So I'll definitely be going to see it. I'll be going to see it with a pillow and a blanket, you know, hiding under it every now and then. But you know, I did like the original. I like the story of Pennywise. I think he's a fifth dimensional creature that, you know, he's a shape-shifting demon. You know, there are a bunch of different stories of what he is. He's a giant arachnid kind of looking spider thing, you know, that has a final form in part 2 of the original It, and in the book. And I guess they're going to be adapting that into this one, because in one of the scenes in the trailer, you saw they were in the caverns, and it looked like a big structure of cocooning. You know, so I guess they go back to the caverns where the first one, the last part of the first one took place, and they fight them all over again. I really want to see this. I do want to see this. It looks very freaky, you know, and Bill Skarsgård did a very phenomenal job playing it the first time around. You know, everybody was skeptical because it's a remake, and lately remakes haven't been that good. And, you know, he knocked it out the park. The child actors of the first one knocked it out the park. The story was good. You know, the graphics were amazing. It's like Georgie. It looks like Georgie, and Georgie's the brother, Billy's brother. And it looks like he plays a big part, a big role in this movie, because again, we see him saying, "You lied and I died." And if you saw the original, you know Pennywise him in the first part, like the first 5 minutes of the movie. Pennywise was just like, you know, ate him, or ate his arm. And, you know, he ate him. He bit his arm first, bit his arm off. Georgie tried to crawl away, and Pennywise dragged him to the sewers and devoured him. You know, my question is, why this town? Why Derry? Because in the first one, they said that it's been going on for decades. You know, this stuff has been happening. The fire in the nightclub, he caused. The fire at the house, you know, he caused. You know, people missing. Why Derry? What about Derry is so appetizing that makes him want to stay there? You know, there are other parts of the planet not promoting anything, you know, because they only devour kids, and I'm not a child. But what about Derry is it? You know, I think I have to read the book and watch the original again to kind of get a better understanding of what about Derry makes it. But, you know, I think, you know, it's interesting because I look at movies as mythology. I compare the two. So It is basically like Mothman in mythology. And if a lot of you don't know who Mothman is, he is a mythical creature that anytime you see him or there's a sign of him near, something catastrophic happens. You know, if he lands on a bridge, a couple days later the bridge will collapse. You know, if he lands on a house, a couple days later, everybody in the house dies and the house catches on fire. And they actually had a movie in, I think it was the 80s and 90s that came out called Mothman, and it explained, you know, what the prophet aspect of him. So that's what I compare it to. He's like Mothman in some ways. Wherever he goes, I'm speaking about this damn clown. All these birds want to act up now. Okay, I'm cutting the video short. If you like my reaction and you like the details of what I think the movie's going to be about, please support the channel and like, comment, and subscribe and share. Let's talk about this in the comments section. What do you think is going to happen in part 2? Who do you think is going to die in part 2? Or do you think there's going to be a part 3? Do you think the story is going to end here? I know it said the story ends here, but do you really think it's going to end? Let's talk about it in the comments section. You know, I'll link my social media in the description so we can talk about it and we can discuss it together. You know, and I'll make a video on it when it comes out. It comes out in September. That's not that far off. All right, Stank Face Nation. Have a nice day. Stay warm and cool.